Hello and welcome to Monday morning of a new week, a new start. So today we are going to start down on our mats in child's pose. So knees are wide, big toes on each foot are together, coming down onto your mat. Resting your forehead down on a block, a towel, or directly down onto your mat. Taking a deep breath in and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Feel free to roll your forehead from side to side, giving that third eye a nice massage. You can set an intention for this week ahead and for this day. To try not to think ahead of what's expected. To work on managing our stress and controlling what we can in the moment. We don't want to kill tomorrow or today by worrying about tomorrow. So meet me back at neutral. Finding that breath once again. I'm going to come up on all fours. Following our breath, we're going to take some cat-cows. Dropping your belly down, exhale. Inhale to cat. Exhale to cow. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Back at neutral spine. I'm going to start to wake up our body a little bit, but first we're going to push through, tucking those toes under, pushing our ears towards the ceiling, up into downward facing dog. From here, just really solidify your grip into your mat with your hands, pressing those fingertips in, your palm in. Just kind of feeling our bodies waking up this morning, right? Now we're going to walk our hands back. Coming up nice and tall. Hands coming down, heart center. Feeling our mats firmly beneath us. And forward fold. Walk your hands out into a tall high plank. I'm going to go into a sun salutation A here. So high plank, forward a little bit, lowering down, chaturanga, upward facing dog, pushing back into downward facing dog. And again, coming up into high plank, lowering down, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and pushing our hips back. That's 2. We're going to do 10. Up tall, lowering down, upward facing dog, pushing your hips back. high plank, lowering down, pushing your hips back. I think that's 4, maybe 5. I need to count better, huh? Alright. And down, up, pushing it back. Down, up, push it back. One more. High plank, lowering down, upward facing dog, pushing our hips back. Great job. All right. Going to lift our right leg up high. Bring that knee to our chest and back up, extend. So knee to chest, following that breath. And back. Up and back. This time we're going to bring that foot right through. Planting it in between. Coming up tall to warrior 1. Finding our balance. Remembering to keep that breath going. Dropping that back foot down flat, opening up to warrior 2. Sliding those hips forward, so maybe this is a better angle for you to see, but what we're going to do is here and then coming down. Into triangle. Coming back up, reverse. Coming back up, back to warrior 1. Bring hands down on the mat, step or hop back, coming up into downward facing dog, finding your breath, remembering to breathe, it's so important for your body. Holding your breath when you're tired does not help to make the movement any easier, right? So, left foot up high, coming down, pushing through, back up, tall, down to your chest, back up, down again, back up. This time, coming through, planting that foot down, rising up, warrior 1, finding your breath before we move on, remembering to breathe, opening up to warrior 2, drop that back down, sorry you have my back to you now. But remembering to slide those hips forward. So we're going to slide forward, coming down into triangle. Remembering to breathe, always, 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 always breathing. Coming back up. Reverse. Down, turning back to warrior 1, planting our hands down, stepping that forward foot backward, finding your breath. Lifting that right up, once again, coming all the way through this time. On that first try, rising up into warrior 1. Opening up into warrior 2. And we're here to slide forward, coming down into triangle. Keeping that chest nice and open all the way through. If it helps you to like look up at the sky to really open that chest up, give that a whirl. Come back up, reverse, and back up, rotating back on your toes, and coming back down. Step that foot back, downward facing dog. Finding your breath, lifting your left foot up, coming forward in between your hands. Finding your breath for that low lunge here, rising up into one. Finding your breath, opening up into two. Sliding those hips forward, coming down. Triangle. Again, follow that top hand up to really ensure that you're opening up your chest. Rising back up. And two. And back to one. Lowering your hands down. And stepping back. Back into downward facing dog. Finding that breath. Walk your dog. Really stretch the backs of your legs out a little bit here, flexing and extending your knees. We're going to walk our feet up to our hands. Okay, forward fold. Grabbing opposite elbows, ragdoll here. Just really let your top half relax. Let your neck fall. So your head is in between your shoulders. You're just kind of letting everything dangle. Feeling that stretch, any stress that you carry in your upper back, leaving. And drop your hands down. Halfway lift, looking towards the front of your mat. And standing up nice and tall here. Hands coming down into heart center. Standing up nice and tall here. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. So really planting your left foot into the mat, bringing your toes over. We're going to come up into tree a little bit here. So you can stay right here if that's enough of a challenge for you. But if you feel like you could, your balance is feeling good today on this Monday morning, let's take it to that next level. So slowly rising your foot up on your calf. If you want it a little bit harder yet, bringing all the way up. If you need to assist a little bit just to get your foot there, go ahead. I'm staring at myself on the screen. Find something that's not me, so I'm not moving, that you're looking at. A Dershki, a focal point. Remembering to breathe. Feeling those muscles working, especially in your ankle and your leg. And stepping down, shake it out, standing tall, once again in the mountain, coming down, forward fold, halfway lift, and back up tall, hands to heart center, firmly planting your right foot down, bringing your toes over. Once again, go to the place that you feel most comfortable at. Feel free to challenge yourself if you would like. Bringing your toes off the mat, your foot up a little bit higher. And if you're really feeling good, you want to challenge yourself on this side. Bringing that foot all the way up. Once again. Remembering to breathe, find that focal point. I'm staring at a rug in front of me. I keep myself from looking at myself on the camera. And foot can go down. Shake it out, hands up high, coming down. Forward fold. We're actually going to walk our hands out this time into high plank. Lowering our knees down onto all fours. Finding our breath. We're going to sit back on our heels, coming into child's pose. So I always feel like tree and our balancing poses are very serious poses. So I want to do something a little bit fun to end this Monday morning before you go off to your work day, which no doubtedly will be a little serious, right? So from here, from our child's pose, we're going to come to a seated position. Bottom of your feet will be together. We're just going to stretch here for a second and then we'll do our fun ending pose before we go into Shavasana. Sitting up nice and tall here. And stretching our legs out straight in front of us. Welcome you to lay back here. And we're going to pick our right leg up and bring it back down. And do a slow motion scissor. Scissor legs here and back down. Flip flopping as we go. This is really warm on my head. And continue to just work those abs to lift your legs and lower. All right, next thing is I'm going to turn to the side so you can kind of better see here. Maybe. All right, both legs are up, right? Hands are up. This is called Happy Baby. So grabbing the insides of each foot. This is like when they discover their feet and they can't let them go, right? So you have your ankles. If you can't reach your ankles, grabbing your legs, wherever you're at is perfectly fine. Just remember to have fun with this. You might feel kind of goofy doing this on your own at your house, rolling back and forth here. So just kind of giving your lower back, upper back a massage, rolling back and forth, stretching a little bit here. This is always a fun one to do in a big group of people. You can't do that, but this is close, right? So, rolling back and forth, feeling that massage. I feel like I could do this one all day just because it feels so good. rolling around on your back. All right, now we're gonna end and take some bridges before we go into our Shavasana. So feet are planted flat on the ground, and you're going to lift, and we're just gonna hold. We're not gonna make this any more complicated. If you want to, you can lift one leg at a time. I'm feeling kind of lazy this morning, so I'm just going to hold my bridge for 30 seconds. Remembering to breathe the whole time, constantly focusing on my core being engaged, my glutes being engaged, and pushing those hip bones up towards the ceiling, right? Those are big things to be thinking about the whole time that you're doing the bridges. Pushing through your heels, hips to the ceiling, keeping everything nice and tight. All right, lowering down, feet out long, finding your comfortable position, palms relaxing. And we're just going to take in the silence. Open your eyes, start to come back to the room. Become aware of your surroundings, bringing those knees up, feet flat on the ground, letting them fall to the right side. Taking that left hand, pushing through on the mat, helping push you up into that seated position. And you can always take a longer Shavasana if you want. You just always have our time restrictions on Zoom, so that's why they end up being kind of cut short, I think. Once you get up to a seated position, hands coming to heart center. I hope everyone thoroughly enjoys their Monday. Thank you so much for joining me on mine. Namaste. Thank you, ladies.